Happy Tuesday. Good morning. Good morning. I hope you're all doing good. It's your girl Seeker in the house. Happy Tuesday. I hope we're all doing good. I am so excited to be here this morning. And I hope that everybody's day is going good so far. Mine's not been bad. I'm happy that I'm here. It could have been worse, but we are all alive, no matter how difficult life is. Be grateful that at least you are alive and have the ability to see the beauty of a new day, because with that comes hope for every opportunity and things to fall in place for you, how you're desiring it to be. You cannot do anything when you're 6 foot under. So if you're here, that's a good basis to start and to build on. I had a very deep conversation with somebody that I love so much. I have so much regard, respect, and reverence for. And that is the basis for the conversation that I wanted to remind us of this morning. As you go into the rest of your week and month, to think about that. And if there's certain areas in your life where you need to make these necessary adjustments so that you can progress and move forward and be able to achieve all the things that you want in this life, that you're able to do so. I can see your stars. They give me energy. They make me super excited. For those of you who are hitting the red button, thank you so much. Hello, my sister Tori. How are you doing? I miss you, darling. I haven't seen you for a while. I hope you're fine. So, whether you like it or not, as long as you live on planet Earth, you're going to step on other people's toes, whether intentionally or unintentionally, and other people are also going to step on yours. The degree or the extent to which people step on your toes can be something very basic, or it can be something quite intense. But what I'm concerned about here is the emotional debris that is left back after the crime or offense has been committed, and your ability to let go of those hurts, not for that person, but for you to be able to move on with your life, is why we're here this morning. So I see that in our community and outside, there's so many things that other people do. Hello, Dawn. How are you doing? I hope you're doing good. There's so many things that cause unforgiveness in our hearts. It leaves a lot of resentment, hurt, anger, pain, frustration, bitterness. And all of those things hamper our progress as a people in our own community. So let me give examples here. You're born into a family, and for some reason, your parents never liked you, your mom never liked you, your dad never liked you, and so you were always the child that was picked on. You were neglected, abandoned. There was a breakup in marriage, and one parent went off, and then the other one had to be saddled with the children. A lot of the times it's the mothers. And so because the mom is upset that the husband left, you, the children, bear the brunt of it, especially the children that look like the father. You bear the brunt of that. You get all the otos every morning for doing absolutely nothing. Sometimes all you have to do is to look in their face, and that's enough to start getting it every single morning. You've been busy with work and your son's graduation. Oh, wow. Congratulations. Hello, Fina. How are you doing? Yeah. So these are some of the things. You've lived with somebody for many years. You've invested so much into a relationship, hoping that this is going to be your ride and die. You're going to be there forever and a day, and you're going to have a happy life. And then suddenly, one party decides you're not the person that he or she wants to take to the next level, relationship is finishing, you don't want to be together anymore, and that's that, and the person leaves. Or you find out that your partner of so many years, somebody that you trusted to be there for you, forsaking all others, and that person cheats on you. It hurts. It leaves emotional pain. It leaves debris deep inside of you. It makes you angry. Some of us have had cheating partners for a long time, and now we just don't trust anybody. Whether it's male or female, you've had a sequence of men in your life if you're a woman, and all of them cheated. And so now you've just come to the conclusion that everybody cheats. So, can't trust anybody. Or you're a man and all the women you've been with invested so much time, energy, emotion, money, everything. They always end up cheating. All of these things can hamper the way you see life, how angry you become, how resentful you become. And a lot of times you're carrying these burdens, taking it off onto somebody else who is innocent, doesn't know anything about what's happened to you. Some of us growing up experienced a lot of things that don't even make any sense. Your parents just beat you up for no reason. When you think about it, it doesn't even make any sense. Lock you up, this, that, and the other. I know somebody whose parents, because there was a single parent, the marriage broke up, and the son that happened to remind her so much of her ex-husband will always have him locked up. For no reason. Just go and pay security services or organize for him to be thrown in for no reason. And so there are a lot of men and women who have grown up resenting the hell out of other people. Parents, aunties, uncles, people who were supposed to be there for you that weren't. And so you've grown up. Sometimes you've pushed it into your subconscious. You're not thinking about it all the time. Hello, Auntie Matilda. How are you? It doesn't come to the forefront of your mind every day, but when you're presented with a situation that takes you into that space, your reaction is either an overreaction or you're just resigned and don't really show or express any emotion at all. These are all things that are holding us back because we are still holding onto the hurt that has been caused to us by whoever or whatever situation it is. And we're not able to move on with our lives. Today, I was just here to remind us all that no matter what the situation is, sometimes it's a lot harder to do. But if you don't learn to let go of that hold that you're holding back onto this situation of yours, you're not going to be able to accomplish anything in this life. And to me, it's like a double silencer. The person has stolen 20, 30, 40 years of your life. Whatever is left of it, you're still allowing the person to control and have a hold of the rest of your life as well. That doesn't seem wise to me. Somebody will be listening to me and be thinking, what the hell is this girl talking about? What does she know about it? When she's talking about does she know exactly what somebody has done to me and she's sitting here telling me or asking me to forgive people? So I should just forgive them and just let them go. So that they've just had an easy ride. They've gotten to do whatever the hell they want to do to me and they've gotten away with it. Oh no. You're the one that's drinking the poison and expecting the other person to not be here. And it's not happening. And sometimes it's more frustrating when you turn around and you see that that person is progressing. It's like nothing happened. They're making progress with their lives. Life is good for them. And you that was the victim, the person that the crime was committed against, you're still the person who's still losing out again. It doesn't make any sense, honey. It does not make any sense at all. Maybe as a child, somebody in your family that you should have trusted. Could be a close family member, parent, dad, auntie, uncle, brother, cousin took advantage of your innocence or stole your innocence away from you. And because of that, yeah, it's like the very core of your person, especially women. Not saying that it doesn't happen to boys as well. It does. I'm a girl, so I can only talk about girls. That has been robbed of you for life. It's gone. You never had the choice to decide. And for some of us, that is what is holding us back and preventing us to be able to enjoy our lives because of that event. There's some story about somebody who that happened to. And that one single barbaric, horrific event also ended up in pregnancy. So after all of that thing that person faced, he now also had to have a termination. And then the parents punish this same person. It's your fault. It's because you're so rowdy. You don't listen. You jump from here to there. That's why somebody did this to you. It is all so very messed up. But whatever it is, you see, at the end of the day, a lot of us think that by forgiving somebody, we're letting them go lightly. There's no consequence and all of that. But the thing is, by forgiving, you release the control, the power, the hold. Yeah, that the person who did this barbaric thing, whatever it is to you, you're releasing that control off of that person when it comes to your own life. So that you can take charge of your life now and decide how you want the rest of your life to be. If you continue to allow the person to have the hold, the power, and the control over your life, you're never going to make progress. And so sometimes somebody did this barbaric thing to you. It's gone, it's done and dusted. And every time you see a picture of that person, or if it's a family thing, a lot of the times it is, when it's family, that the horrific thing happened. You're never going to say that you're not going to run into this person. He is a part of your life, or she is a part of your life. What are you going to do? So then every time you see something that reminds you of them, it's as if the event has happened all over again. It can be a very difficult thing, I know. But if you don't start to take that painful journey to release that control, that hold, that power, that whatever it is that the person has on you, my love, you are never going to make no progress in your life. And it is so shameful and so sad that somebody would do something that is horrible to you. Steal a piece of your body, your soul, your person. And then you still allow that person to continue to have that control and power, continue to steal from you for as long as you're alive. There's so many people that I have seen that horrible things have happened to, that have chosen not to release, not to let it go, not to... You see, sometimes we misconstrue forgiveness for forgetting. When certain things happen to you in your life, you can never forget it. Ever. You can never forget it. There's a story of a woman who was married to a man. They had had a couple of children. The man had said that he didn't want any more children, but he was still enjoying, he was still inserting SIM card. And so when the wife came and said, "Hey, honey, you never guess what? We're having another baby." The man decided to take matters into his own hands. Put some certain things into the person's food, and the person had a miscarriage, almost taking her life. She can sit and be resentful of this person for the rest of her life. But who suffers? Every time you close your eyes and you think about how you were hospitalized and everything, it reminds you of everything that has happened. But this person has done this thing and faded into the sunset. He's now got a new family. He's living his life. Life is good and everything. And you are sitting there wishing him evil, praying that he doesn't even make it the next day. But he's thriving. And now your blood pressure has gone up. You're a shell of yourself. You're a shell of yourself. You look older than your age. You can't eat or sleep. You're so stressed out. When you go to work, you're so resentful of anything that reminds you of that. Some of us girls have gone through really horrific things and now we just hate every man, anything in trousers we don't want to see. Because of those things that happened. There are also men who had parents or aunties or cousins or sisters or somebody in their life that would give them woto, black and blue. And so now that they're on their own, they don't have any regard, no recognition, no respect for women whatsoever. If you date such a person, or your path crosses with such a person, you are done. There are so many of us that are going through so many different things. And as I said on Sunday, we're going into talking about trauma and abuse for a very long time. So that some of us can learn some of the things that are preventing us from living our best lives that we don't even understand. I want to do this and I can't. Nothing seems to be working out for me. Yeah, but you're still holding on to the grudge from 30, 40 years ago. Something that your mom did, something that your dad did, something that your sister said many years ago. The person who's committed a crime against you has even forgotten what they said, how they said it, what they did, and yet you are still holding on to it as if it happened yesterday. Honey, if you don't let go of all of these things, you are not ever going to be able to succeed and thrive and become a better person. Everything that happens in this life can be used as a strength or it can be used as a weakness. It can be used to break you or it can be used to build you up. There are two lenses. And you get to choose which lens you're going to be seeing this particular event from. You can choose to see the event or something that happened to you as something that you can use as a stepping stone to bring success into your life forever and a day. Or you can choose to allow this thing to bring you down to the point where you're completely crushed, never to be spoken about. Some of us have gone through so much to raise children. And then when the children have become respectable, responsible people, they've decided they don't want nothing to do with you anymore. A big source of pain for a lot of people. I watched somebody go through that. And that person is not even here anymore. Very painful, very tragic. This woman lived her whole life for her child. Yeah. They had a misunderstanding. The kid didn't understand the mom. Got upset, jumped in a car and left and never came back. Always thinking that, there'll be more times to deal this. I can't be bothered to deal with it right now. And the mom was so heartbroken, together with other things that were also happening. But she felt the one person that I've sacrificed my whole life for If this person can do this to me, then what is life all about? Life has no more meaning. And so she woke up one day and just thought she couldn't do another night anymore. And so she decided she didn't want to be here anymore. And she made herself not be here anymore. It's been a good almost 13 years gone now. And it still hurts like yesterday. Because this person is somebody that I'm related to. I know. It still hurts. And so there's so many things. Now, this event of a child not wanting to have anything to do with her mother that's giving up so much for her could be used as a positive also. Painful, yes. Difficult, yes. But it could have also been used as a strength to inspire and to motivate so many other parents and women out there. But yeah, she couldn't do it. Because she couldn't do it, she's not here anymore. These things happen. Of course, she does. And everything that this person had, she left to the child as well. Can you imagine? So you're going through life and yeah, hurtful. But these things happen. These things happen. It could be a spouse. You've lived with this person. You do absolutely everything for them. And then you come back from work one day and this man that you love so much, that you do anything for, you thought that you guys were colleagues for life. Your heart is his and his is yours. And you come back from work one day and this person is at it with your own best friend. Yeah, it happens. How are you going to take this? If you don't forgive your friend, if you don't forgive your husband, that thing is going to eat you up and you are not going to be here anymore. They get to fade into the sunset and do what they like. Forgiveness doesn't mean you have to sit at the same table with this man and your best friend and pretend as if nothing ever happened. That's not what I'm saying. You can't forgive somebody and just not have nothing to do with them anymore. But you don't allow the person or the event to overpower and absolutely take control, captivate your whole being. And to me, that's how I've come to understand forgiveness. I can forgive you from a distance. I don't have to have you in my house anymore. I don't have to talk to you ever again in this life. But hand on heart, I've released you from whatever pain, hurt, anguish you've caused me because I just don't want to know. It's not the same as shifting it into your subconscious where you don't, your subconscious where you're not thinking about it. That's not what I mean. Actually release the person from inside here. And so when you think about them, yeah, they're just somebody. If you don't do that, honey, if you don't do that, you are never going to reach the fullness of your destiny. Take it from somebody who knows. Bitterness eats you up. It does. Anger frustrates the heck out of you. And you can't do anything with your life because of those things that have happened to you. Love them from afar. Thank you so much, Tori. It happens. The fact that one man cheated on you, the fact that one lady chose your best friend over you, does not mean that all women are like that or all men are like that. Maybe you haven't just met that one. But there's still good men out there. They may be few and far between, but they are there. And if you look hard enough, you just might find one of them. And so if you allow past events to so captivate your heart, your mind, your soul so much, you're never going to be able to live your own life to the fullest. Why? Because you've allowed one particular event to ruin and tarnish your whole outlook on life forever. And that's not fair. That's not fair on you. That's not fair on your destiny. That's not fair on your life, period. Sometimes we don't recognize the effects of traumatic experiences or unforgiveness on our mental health. As I was saying a couple days ago, we don't take mental health as a serious thing in our own community. We make fun of people who are struggling mentally. We either laugh at them, insult them, or say all kinds of horrific things about people that have lost the plot. Forgetting that the mind, the brain, is just an organ, just like every other part of your body is. And this human body is so delicate. God intrinsically put it all together, and when some little thing goes amiss, everything is affected. Everything. You can wake up one day and everything is good, and the next day everything is horrific. I hope this would unlock some brothers and sisters here. My own brother ate up 6 cars I imported from the UK in 2012 to my home country. The money was supposed to unlock the poverty in my family, but my brother took it all. It took time to express my feelings to the family. No one was listening, and I decided to let it go. Forgive and let go. This same brother is asking me to buy him an iPhone. £3,400. No, 34,000 is big money to start all over again. But it's never too late. Lenny, God richly bless you for sharing. There's so many things that are happening, Han. So many things. Mo, good afternoon. How are you? I'm good. These stories, there's so many of them. And my heart goes out to you, Lenny. It really does. And I'm so excited to hear that you went through your emotions and you had to let it go. You can let £34,000 eat you up till you're not here anymore, and it's not fair. Because your brother took the money and is now taking over your whole life. It doesn't make any sense. It's hard to even save £1,000. Hey, it's hard. I've lived in England. I was born there. I know what it is. It's hard. To save $1,000 is not much easier. Hard. Live in this part of the world that I live at, sub 40-degree weather, and you're out there, your nose is bleeding, you can't even see where you're going, your eyes are tearing up and immediately turning into ice, and your eyelids are all sticking together, and you're still trying to get to work. And then save up money to change your family's destiny. And some person, relative, otherwise sits somewhere and thinks, hey, they don't have anything better to do with their money. Hey, let me just take advantage. It hurts. This is a brother. It hurts. I've seen people send money to their siblings to build them a house. They ended up using the money to build their own house. I've seen people have massive heart attacks over it. not be here anymore. Or get a stroke and now you're bedridden. 2 troubles, 1 God. You see, sometimes I think that we have come to expect so much from people than they actually deserve. And that really is what the problem is. Sometimes we love so much to the point of, unfortunately, seemingly being stupid. When you meet a man and the person is old enough to work and earn his own way, and you are so smitten by whatever it is, whether it's SIM card or whatever, I don't know. And so you want this person to be home, give them the easiest possible life. No, I don't want you to work. I'll do the 6-day whatever and work overtime. Don't worry about working. You just sit at home for me. What do you expect the person to spend all that time and energy doing? To just sit there and be waiting for you to come back. I'm sorry, honey. It's not going to happen. There's so many things. So many things. The people that have been abused by their own relatives. Some were able to process it, get help, seek help, speak to people, get it out there, and be able to heal. Other people have held it in there, bottled it up, and it's eaten them up piece by piece by piece. Some people are here, some people are not. There's always 2 lenses. We always have a choice with everything. We always have a choice. And so please, darling, I'm pleading with you this morning. Think about it. This person has stolen my money. This person has taken my innocence. This person has cheated on me. I was beaten up black and blue. I was abandoned by the people who were supposed to be the primary caregivers for my life at a tender age. I was the least favorite child. Whatever your situation happens to be, it happened. Please. Whatever your situation happens to be, think about it. This person has stolen something, a piece of you. Is it worth it that you give the person the rest of you? I'm so grateful that my Lenny has decided that they are going to just let go. Look, it's £34,000. Yeah, it's a lot of money. It may take me a lifetime. But my life is still more important than holding a grudge. You know, and karma is so beautiful. Whether you change address, you live in a different country, it always has a way of following you. And sometimes we think that bad people have gotten away with things that they've done. But sometimes when you sit and just, let it go and move on with your life, yeah, other things happen. More beautifully than you could have ever done. But honey, you're not supposed to sit there and be waiting to see what karma is going to do. You're supposed to be moving on with your life. My sister Sarah says you are right, Sika. You love them too much and you are taken for granted and it hurts. Yeah. We overlove people sometimes to our own detriment. Some of us were dating a man or a woman. You don't want them to touch anything. You want to do everything for them. You're breaking your back and your own health. You're working crazy hours that don't even make any sense. You're working hard and making all this money, and that person is not even putting this money to good use. And you, the person that is doing all the hard work, you're not taking any part of this money to even look after your own health. Investing in your own self and making sure that you're healthy and whole. You're just there eating all the rubbish that has to be there, and you're working hard all the hours God sent. Yeah. And then at the end of it all, they just get to glide into the sunset with your hard-earned cash. In Ghana, we say sika emoja. There is some emotion that is associated with earning money that I can't even put to words. That's hustling and grinding hard. It's a lot. But the people that you're with, they just think that you have some special, I don't know, that was mashed up and put inside your blood veins that gives you some extra oomph to keep going. And so if you allow people to take advantage of you, they will. If you have 10 fingers and 2 hands and muscle to be able to get out there and work hard, why can't the other person do the same? Why? When you're in a relationship, is it not supposed to be a give and take affair? Why does one person have to throw in everything and the other person just sit on the sidelines? These days, I see that relationships are all transactional. What am I here to get out of it? And not a question of how can I help to build this to make it a better place for all of us. People have come with preconceived ideas about how they're coming to take from you. So you always have to be open this thing here and be vigilant at all times. And this is both sexes. Yesterday, I was watching a very interesting program, an interview here on social media. And this woman was talking about why we get married. A lot of us got married not because we knew what marriage entailed. But we got married because everybody says, hey, you're 27, won't you get married? It's as if it's some rite of passage. Once you've gone to school and you've now got a degree and now you're getting into the workforce, the next natural progression is that you have to get married. But you were never thought about what marriage was. Why you should be getting into marriage. A lot of us get into marriage and we're not in it because we know that it's something that we're building with somebody else. No, I'm here to get something. How many women haven't I seen who tell me that they want to get married because their biological clock is ticking? So the sole premise of marrying, it's not because you've met somebody's son and you love them and you want to build a life with them, but you're getting married because you want to have a child, because your biological clock is ticking. That is your reason for marrying. And so when you get into the marriage and there's no children, what would you do? Would you leave? Because what you thought marriage would be, it didn't end up being that for you. And some of our parents will tell you, you must get married. Your biological clock is ticking now. You have to get married. So the whole premise of marriage is wrong in the very first place. And this is how we end up getting the emotional debris that we end up getting. Because now you get into the marriage and you're so frustrated because what you thought the marriage will be, it was not that. I'm going into marriage so that this man or this woman can look after me. You know, two is a force and we can do it and this. So you're going into the marriage because somebody's son or daughter has to be your ATM machine. Not because you love them, not because you want to help them build a life that you can both enjoy. No, you're going in for ATM machine. Now, when this ATM is out of service or coverage area, what would you do? If the man suddenly gets ill and now he's disabled, if you went into that marriage because it wasn't for better or for worse, but it was because of what you thought you sought to gain out of this relationship, my darling. Yeah, you're gonna be gone. And it's both male and female. It's not one party. There are some men too. Oh yeah, I'm picking this woman because she's so beautiful. Our children will look nice together. That's why you're getting married. And then now you're in the marriage and either one of you or both of you, you can't have children. What would you do then? What will you do? So please, all these things, all these errors in judgment, all these things that we have all done, mistakes that have been made, they've all caused us grief, pain, stress, anxiety, anger, bitterness, and it's preventing you from living your best life. Every time you think about something that happened in your past, you're so angry all over again. It's painful. I'm not saying that it's not. It hurts real bad. Sometimes when you think about it, it's as if you're choking. You see, Sika, I'm also a victim. My elder brother did similar things to me. He embezzled my money, all of what I have. You see, it's all coming out now. I worked for many years to raise nearly £60,000 and I almost went crazy. It's been over 10 years now and I have nothing. All he does is tarnish my name by saying because of money, I cut him off. Oh yeah, they'll play victim. Of course. My mom neglected me when I needed her the most at the hospital, and because of that, she feels so bad getting close to me again. I've forgiven her, but the motherly love can never be the same again. But I'm so grateful to you, Mo and Tori, that you've forgiven. For me, that is the whole thing. You forgive not for the person that committed the crime, but you're forgiving so that that hold, that control that person has over your life will not be there anymore, and you can move on with your life. And Sister Sarah, it hurts. It hurts. I've been there too. It hurts. It hurts like hell. But you have to move on with your life. You have to. Otherwise, that destiny, that beautiful destiny, will never be fulfilled. You will always be a shell of yourself. And it's, for me, it's almost as if the person has taken from you twice. And it's not fair. My ex-husband took 18 years from me. I helped him build his life. I was there through the first degree and the master's. And he pushed me out of the marriage. Your children were young when you got divorced. You totally forgave him, but it's not easy. Honey, people have gone through things, People have gone through things. Right now, I have a friend and she doesn't mind me sharing. We've talked about this several times. I've shared the story on this platform before. And I have her permission to share the story again. She gave 20 years. She met this guy when she was still a teenager. They were both in school. He was, almost a decade older than she was. She went in, she was doing engineering. She met this guy. She was so smitten by him. They got pregnant. She had to leave school, have the child. Luckily for her, she had family that would help her take charge. Then she finished off the school. And there were different cultures and ethnicities. So this woman faced angry men in her own culture for dating somebody with a different race and a different skin tone. So she left her home country and they both chose to move into a different country so that they could all be at peace. Where, intermarriages is accepted, and they could have their happy life together. About 16 years into the marriage, the man starts to lose job, gain job, lose it, get it back. The woman wasn't complaining. Still the supportive wife, helping out, whatever. But the man thought that it was much easier to expend that frustration of not being in stable jobs by inserting SIM card elsewhere. He brought home venereal diseases twice to this woman, the wife. Eventually, he moved in with a younger model. 20 years of marriage. How do you even recover from this? And this person is a very dear friend of mine. So the stories are many. The emotions, many. But honey, if you don't take charge, if you don't start to let go of the power and the control and the hold that event, that person, that embarrassment, that disappointment, that letdown, everything has had on your life, you're never going to make it again. You can be so completely broken and shattered that you won't be able to even wake up every morning. There are people that I've seen like that. The husband left them or their wives left them, and they can't even see reason why they should continue to live. But you see, the destiny was given to you to fulfill. Whether that person chose to jump out of your life or not, you still have to fulfill that destiny. It was part of your life. This friend of mine can choose to use this situation to advise other people. It has been such a big lesson for me, listening to that story. There's so many valuable lessons that you can learn out of that. She put her whole life on hold for this man. She had dreams of her own, things that she wanted to accomplish, but no, she put all of that on hold. If the man makes it, we are all happy. Now here she is. You can still fulfill your destiny when you're with the right person. I married my husband all because I needed someone to support me, but not in love with him. But I try as much as possible and as much as you can to be with him. But he never appreciates all your efforts. Now I'm getting tired of the marriage, and now he's coming. Sorry for his mistakes, but I don't want the marriage anymore. You're so confused. These are the things that we were talking about, honey. It's not our fault. A lot of the times, those are the things that we are being raised with. The whole premise of marriage, we make it all about, oh yeah, you have to get married so that the man can look after you. You have to get married because your biological clock is ticking. You have to get married because you're looking for a companion. But if the whole premise of marriage was not love from the start, it's so difficult to write something that was not right from the first place. It's not easy. If you have a house, the foundation can only take 1-story building, and you put 10 stories on it. It will come tumbling down because it was never made for 10 stories in the first place. Marriage, relationships, they are not for children. It's not child's play. These are two human beings coming from separate homes to try and make it work in one home. When you press the toothpaste from the bottom up, he is pressing it from the middle down. It's not easy. Upbringing different, outlook on life different, way of doing things different. It's hard. And when there's no love, it's even harder. because you just went in for the child. You just went in for the money. You just went in for what you thought or perceived it to all be. It's difficult. But as my sister Jan says, forgiveness actually, truly frees you. Forgiveness frees you. If you don't let go of all that pent-up hurt and anguish and frustration and you allow it to consume you, it will run your life into a ditch. A lot of people are a shell of themselves. Low self-esteem. They don't even believe in themselves anymore. Solade says, forgiveness sets you free. Let go and let God. Some of us hold on because we think we can punish the person better than anybody else can. But the only person you're punishing is your own self. You're 25 and you look like you're 45. Why? Because you're carrying load that was never yours to carry. Your happiness should be in your own hands and not in the hand of any man, plain and simple, or marriage. And it's vice versa. I've seen some of my brothers believe in marriage so much. And I'm not saying don't. But if you're not seeing the other person doing the same thing that you are trying to do, you are giving. The other person, you are not seeing the other hand stretched out and you are still giving. Some of us think if we give more and we put our own self-sacrifice, it's going to make it work. But it takes two to tango. It can't be one person trying to give life support to the marriage and the other person fold their hands and just sit on the fence. It doesn't work like that. It's not easy. I was only 20 years and now you're 38. You realize you don't love him at all. You always cry in your secret place. I'm sure there's so many people that can relate to you, my darling. When the premise is not love, it's hard. It's hard. It's difficult. You love the advice. Thank you so much, my brother. It's hard work. But it's time for us to let go of whatever it is. Whether it was abuse as a child, whether it was something somebody said. Sometimes it's just one sentence. One sentence that somebody said to you can be something that sets you off for the rest of your life. You have to release all of that. Because the emotional debris, it's you who is carrying it. The person who said it, they've moved on with their life. And you are the one that is upset all the time. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. It cannot be right that the person's wronged you and you're still allowing that wrong to wrong you some more. Forgiveness is the blessing that I gave to myself after divorce. I freed myself and I moved on. Over the years, he has had hard times. And you pray for him. You're a good woman. You're a very good woman. There's so many of us that have been so much violated and disappointment, actually traumatized by the things that we have gone through by this thing called marriage. But a lot of the times, the premise wasn't even right in the first place. In our communities, we are not taught anything about marriage. We are taught about how to cook and clean and go to school and be educated, but we are not taught about how to prepare ourselves, if that is what we want to do. And we just jump into it. Some of us get married because the SIM card is very sweet, so that's the whole reason. Many of us get married because, we are Christian and the church tells us that you cannot eat SIM card or you cannot allow SIM card inside your iPhone if you're not married. So the whole premise of marriage is because we want we want to insert SIM card. Not because this is somebody that you can actually see yourself building a life with. Because life is hard, honey. It's hard. It's not that one day fairy tale, you're in white, he's in black, and it's all beautiful. No. It's the rest of your lives. When he gets big belly and he's snoring, you are there. When he starts peeing in his pants, you are there. When the children come and your woman's figure and Coca-Cola shape is now not there, you are supposed to be there through all of that. And so if the premise is not love, that you actually, there's something about this woman that you want for the rest of your life in your life, or this man, it's hard work. And as you go through the changing scenes of life, you're all changing as well. So you imagine that the premise of the whole thing was SIM card. When he was in his 20s and you were also in your 20s, you could be at it all night long. Now there's 2 children. You'll be lucky if you get 1 round in a month. You will be lucky. Sometimes just when you think you're going to be at it, some kid is now knocking on your door. Maddie, I can't sleep at night. Your whole chance and slot to do whatever is gone. The kid needs you. So if there's no friendship and it was all about the physical, then now, marriage is an institution where 2 agree to walk faithfully together. But if one is not willing to go the extra mile to save the marriage, it is null, because you can't force someone to love you. It's hard work. It is. But I disagree that it's one person that has to save the marriage. It's the pair of you that have to save the marriage. Like, it's a constant maintaining thing that you have to do, just like you maintain your car. So today you're checking the fluid. Tomorrow you're looking at the exhaust pipe. Tomorrow you're checking this. You're making sure the engine is working. It cannot fall to one person's shoulders to do that. It's 2 of you who make it happen. Now, before I leave, we are all going through so many things. Some people prefer to be in a group session where we discuss all of these issues, and you might find solace and comfort from that. But I know from my experience that a lot of the times people just keep and bottle up all these things because they don't feel that they have a safe space to talk and be heard and feel the feelings, so that you can be helped to get out of that rut and actually use that as a stepping stone to build something progressive for your life. Because believe you me, a lot of the times, what causes us the pain is how we've been left. A lot of the times with nothing. And we are having to start life and restart the whole thing all over again. If that person is you, and you just want to talk, you want to figure out how you can dig yourself out of this rut and not keep going around the circles all the time, I'll put it in the comment section. www.sikaeducates.com. Book yourself a session and come, let's talk. If that is you. Towards the end of this month of May, I'll put the date up as soon as I have it figured out. There would be another session dealing with emotional traumas and the emotional debris and abuse, the things that are preventing us from making good things in our lives, and how to get past those. Those of us who joined on the 15th of April, I wish they were here. It was something else. If you want to join, just type in the word link, and I'll send you the link. I have a whole list here so that you can sign up. most definitely be the last Saturday of the month of May when this webinar takes place. I had a special guest as well who came in with her own vibe about how to deal with some of these issues and process them. It was something else. It was 90 minutes and it was the most expensive 90 minutes of a time that I had. It was a fabulous time. You don't want to miss that. But please, forgiveness is for you to move on with your life. Forgiveness is for you to release that hold, that power, that control that you have given to whoever has offended you all these years, so that you can move on with your life. And so please do that. I beg of you. If you need to speak to somebody, speak to somebody. But you need to release it and you need to let it go. It's eating you up. It's not fair, honey. It's not right. You don't deserve for an offense to be committed to you, and then for you to be the one that is drinking the poison that was never meant for you, but you've chosen not to let it go. Doesn't make any sense. Your immunity is down. Nothing is working out. Some people say, everything I touch doesn't work out. How would anything work out when you're carrying all this old dead baggage that is not yours to carry, honey? How? You need to be alive. Whoever did whatever to you should be alive to see you make something of your life in spite of everything that happened. And I'm so happy that those of us who shared today all said at the end of their narration that I let go. You have to come to that place. Mo said she almost lost her mind. £60,000 is no small thing. Denying yourself luxuries of life just to put things together to make a better life for other people. It's not funny. There was this guy in Canada who went home to find that all this money that he was saving, sleeping on the bare floor, sleeping on old mattresses full of bed bugs on the floor, working 12-hour days, 6-7 days a week, non-stop for 2-3 years. His wife, his brother, and his dad has squandered all of that. Wasn't even eating properly. All because of them. Because he thought he would go home and they will set up this business and they'll be running it and it will be a family thing and they will all live off of it. He also couldn't take it anymore. He took his life. Young man. So please, yeah, it's time for you to let it go. It's eating you up. You've held on to it for enough. Come to me, all you who are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. It's not your burden to carry, honey. It's not. It's time to say enough is enough and let it go. Yes, it happened. Yes, it was so painful. It's $1 million. But trust me, by letting it go, the universe will bring to you everything that you lost and double that. Just because it needs to show you who's got the power. If only you will believe and let it go. For as long as you hold on to it, nothing is coming. Because light and darkness can never be in the same place. It is the truth. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. You're not letting the person get off easy. Let the universe deal with them. Just let's focus on fixing you. So that you can be better. You can make whatever it is of your life. And fulfill that destiny that was always there for you to fulfill. I am pleading with us today. I love us so much. Nothing pleases me more than to see people that are honestly happy. Not fake it till you make it. I don't care about that. I want to see you in your core happy. That is all I desire to see. It makes me excited to see people happy. Not happy taking advantage of people, not happy trampling over others, just happy, period. Just happy. That's it. So if you truly want to be happy, think about it. It's time for you to let it slide. It's time for you to let it go. It's time. I love you so much. Think about the things that we've talked about. Think about all the stress and anxiety that you're holding on to and unable to let go of because you refuse to let go. Think about that. And let that be an inspiration. I hope all these stories that have been shared here is an inspiration for you. If somebody can let go of 60,000, I only do 2,000 and it's as if my world has crumbled or come to an end. It's time for me to let it slide. I'm not saying 2,000 is not money, but people have been through worse things. 20 years of somebody's life in a marriage. Do you know what that means? That's the best part of their life gone. Their youthfulness gone. But they still have faith. They're still moving on. If other people can do it, honey, so can you. It's time. I need you to say it. Enough is enough. I cannot carry this load anymore. It's too much. And lay it down. Because it's never yours to carry, darling. 54,000. Can you imagine? It's time, darling. It's time. You've carried it for long enough. It is time. It is time. Think about what I've said. I'm intentionally talking about all of these things. Because tomorrow, when we start going into the trauma, yeah, it's going to be something. It's going to be something. But I know that we need to talk about some of these things so that we can release ourselves and we can move on with our lives. It's not fair. Yeah, I know. But we need to go down, dig deep, and bring out all those things so that we can heal, we can proceed, we can progress, we can make it, we can become better people. Life will be good. We can be excited about the prospects of life because life is beautiful. It was never meant for us to endure, but to enjoy it. Think about it. I love you so much. Yes, please watch it again. As many times as you need to, if that is what is going to release you, because I want to see you free. And for all of you who have been here, whether you're hiding or you're listening or you're watching or you've commented or otherwise, I see you and I love every single one of us. Those of you who give me stars, oh my God, you give me so much energy. You inspire me to keep going. I love you so much too. And for all of us in the Sika Educates family, God richly bless every single one of you. It doesn't cost you anything though. If you share this video so that somebody else, maybe you've done the work on yourself and you are fine. You don't need nothing. That's fine. But there are people in your space that you don't even know about that could use this word today to transform their lives, to get unstuck from that rat of evil that was done to them, that hold and control. Please share this video. I beg you. You won't do it for anybody. Please do it for me just because you love me, because it's going to help somebody begin to pick the things that need to be picked so that we can move on with our lives. And stay tuned because we are dealing with trauma this month and abuse. We are going to be talking about a whole host of issues. But we will pick it one by one by one by one by one and talk about it. I love you. God bless you. Have a fantastic day. Bye.